We are starting with Google Pixel 9 Pro using the selfie camera in 4K 30 FPS. We can also switch to 1.4x if you want to zoom in. Going back to 1x, the resolution of the sensors are really good. 50 megapixel main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and 48 megapixel telephoto with 5 times optical zoom. This is the first time we will compare this phone in our channel, so I'm pretty excited. Hope this phone will keep up with the flagship phones in our library. And this is Vivo X200 Pro using the selfie camera in 4K 30 FPS using the voice enhancement. Same as speech enhancement of Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. Let me know which phone is better in terms of audio. We already compared this phone with iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And this is the first time this will be compared with a Google Pixel phone. Aside from the Zeiss tuned camera, it also has the 200 megapixel periscope zoom lens. So this phone really has good zoom capability. So I think that's it for the audio test and selfie video recording. Now let's check some portrait shots. Let's start with 23mm and in the widest field of view. I think at this point Google should give us a proper ultra wide lens or 1x, because for so long we only have 1.5x to 3x, which is a bummer. Vivo X200 Pro will give us a proper ultra wide lens. If you look on the subject separation or background blur, it's not as good as a telephoto but good enough for a wider portrait shot. On 1x, the proper comparison begins. You have a reddish skin tone on the Google phone and yellowish skin on Vivo. Mind you, on this comparison test, we turned off all the beautification mode on Vivo X200 Pro on all focal length. So this should give you a better understanding of this phone. Both phones are still beautified, but I think the biggest differentiation is the edge detection. I think it's better on Vivo X200 Pro, but if you don't nitpick or look on the bigger screen, a smartphone screen wouldn't show you the difference. I think Google's software algorithm on portrait mode is getting older. I think they're just using the main sensor and cropping in from 1.5x to 3x. So on the farthest zoom, you will have the same quality as what you have on the other focal lengths. But on Samsung, iPhone, or Vivo, or any other phones, they're using multiple sensors, and sometimes the telephoto will give us the best looking portrait shot of all. On Pixel, it looks artificial, the bokeh balls are not as big, and the subject separation and edge detection will have the same problem. Again, on Pixel, it's a hit or miss. If you have a good portrait mode on 1.5x, then I bet you will have the same quality on the 3x. Surprisingly, on the selfie portrait, which is not the strongest suit of Vivo X200 Pro, they have the same quality, just a little bit overexposed on Google. But the good thing about the Pixel phone is you have two focal length, 1x and 2x, so if you want to put more people in the frame, then you may do so. Let's talk about the camera features of both phones. So we're starting with the portrait video or camera blur on Pixel 9 Pro XL. They have to step up, Google has to step up their portrait game. It's only in full HD 30 FPS. You cannot shoot using the selfie camera, and the portrait images on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL is a little bit finicky. So I think this is something that Google should improve on the next Google Pixel phone. And this is the portrait video on Vivo X200 Pro in 4K 30 FPS. The only problem with the portrait video on Vivo X200 Pro is it's not consistent. So you have 4K on the rear camera and 1080p on the selfie camera. Again, this is the portrait video using the selfie camera and Vivo X200 Pro. Again, it's not perfect, but at least you have it on both the selfie and the rear camera. And this is the new Add Me feature of Google Pixel 9 series, where you can add more people in the frame, but not on the same shot. This is 8K video recording, 8K 30 FPS on Vivo X200 Pro. There's no mode or resolution like this on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. You only have 4K 60 FPS on the Google Pixel phone. So if you need a future-proof phone, then Vivo X200 Pro is better. On the image quality test, I think the images on Google Pixel is generally nicer than the competition. The colors on the Pixel is natural looking. All throughout this comparison test, we have the Zeiss natural filter on Vivo X200 Pro, but the color is not as accurate as a Pixel. And also, if the AI kicks in on the food or flowers, Vivo tends to boost the colors of the subject. We have ultra-wide main and telephoto present. You have a more detailed 30 times on Vivo, which is the farthest zoom on Pixel, just because of the 200 megapixel periscope lens, and can go as far as 100 times. Both phones can shoot macro with different implementation. Google Pixel uses the ultra-wide lens, while Vivo uses the 3.7x, which will give us a creamier background blur.
Can you feel my love?
We got slow motion on both phones, but the biggest difference is the resolution. You can go 4K on Vivo X200 Pro. Now we're testing the video quality and video stabilization with zoom. Starting with the ultra-wide lens in 4K 30 FPS. So you have 0.5 on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and 0.6 on Vivo X200 Pro. So you would see a wider field of view on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. In terms of colors, I think they're almost the same. A little bit bluer sky on Vivo X200 Pro, according to the screens. And we're testing the video stabilization really quick. Which phone do you think is better? A quick check with the details. Which sensor is more detailed? And now we're testing the main sensor. Look at the field of view. I think in terms of the sky, again, Vivo X200 Pro is bluer. Also, the spatial audio is activated on both phones, so you will hear video or audio differences once we switch from the telephoto zoom. And look at the colors and the exposure. And we're testing the video stabilization again. Now, there's a difference on the telephoto implementation. So you have 5x on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and 3.7x on Vivo X200 Pro. But again, 200 megapixel versus 48 megapixel. So you have 4 times the resolution on Vivo X200 Pro. If we switch to 5x, I still feel you will have more details on Vivo X200 Pro. Let me know in the comment if that's the case. Again, switching back to 3.7x. Again, let's check the video stabilization of the telephoto. I think you have better stabilization on Vivo X200 Pro. And in terms of reach, you will have 20x on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. And you'll have 20x as well on Vivo X200 Pro. But in terms of details, which phone is better? I think there's over sharpening on Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. So again, switching back to the main sensor, which phone do you think is better?
Late night, feels like I'm all alone.
On night shot, I think it's a tie between Google and Vivo, because on situation where you still have enough light, you would notice that the images on Pixel 9 Pro XL is better exposed than the competition.
Pops up on my phone. It might sound stupid, but I could.
Now, if we go to the pitch black condition, I just don't like the white balance on Pixel. It's too yellowish on my taste, and I think in terms of sharpness and details, you will get better shots on Vivo X200 Pro.
You know that you can't call me tonight. Don't need no reason. It's not urgent. Your voice is medicine. It's night.
And to sum up this test, you can shoot night shot on all sensors for both phones.
You're my medicine.
this is the low light video recording starting with Google Pixel 9 XL and 4K 30 FPS. We also have 1.4, which is a digital zoom. So again, 1x. And we're checking the bricks for the exposure and clarity and details. Look at the sky and the noise. Now let's switch to Vivo X200 Pro. And this is Vivo X200 Pro again. Selfie camera in 4K 30 FPS. Selfie camera. Let's check the sky. And then the brick wall for exposure, details. I think it's better exposed. Actually, the video is a little bit brighter than Google Pixel 9 XL. But which do you think is better? Now let's switch to the rear cameras. And this is the side-by-side rear camera video recording. Starting with the ultra-wide lens. 0.5 on Google Pixel 9 XL and 0.6 on Vivo X200 Pro. You would notice that Google Pixel 9 XL is a little bit wider than the competition. Now checking the sky, you can see the smoke a little bit better on Vivo X200 Pro. In terms of flaring, I think they're almost the same. I think Google Pixel 9 XL managed it better. And looking at the exposure, which phone is better exposed, and the noise. Now let's check the video stabilization. Also in terms of white balance, it is warmer on Vivo X200 Pro. Now switching to the main sensor. Looking at the sky, which is better exposed. And the clarity. How about the noise? I think they're almost the same. Just a difference in colors. I think it is more vivid on X200 Pro. And in terms of exposure, I think they're almost the same. A little bit better exposed on Vivo X200 Pro. Again, the flaring, you would see the rays on Vivo X200 Pro. But Google Pixel 9 XL manages the flaring better again. And let's check the stabilization. Now, there's a difference on the optical lens. You have 5x on Google Pixel 9 XL and 3.7x. This is a 200 megapixel sensor on Vivo X200 Pro. So the details on Vivo is better. So you can see on the cars. Let's switch to 3.7x on Google Pixel 9 XL. And as you can see, better on Vivo X200 Pro. Now switching to 5x optical on Google Pixel 9 and 5x digital zoom on Vivo X200 Pro. Again, I think it's still better on Vivo X200 Pro in terms of details and noise reduction. Again, let's check the video stabilization. 3.7x versus 5x. Still a little bit warmer on Vivo X200 Pro. And in terms of the forward zoom, you have 20x on Google Pixel 9 and 20x on Vivo X200 Pro. And in terms of sharpness and details, I would go with Vivo X200 Pro. Again, switching back to the main sensor, which phone do you think is better? If you get the answers you need and you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button. I think overall Google Pixel 9 Pro XL is a great camera phone. It gives you natural looking colors on the images and better exposed night shot on well-lit situation. You got basic features from 4K video recording, speech enhancement, and even some fancy features like Add Me. But I think in terms of sheer hardware and software performance, Vivo X200 Pro I felt got the crown on this comparison. You got great portrait mode with edge detection with multiple focal lengths. You got 8K video recording and 4K slow motion. The colors is a little bit subjective because you also have different filters on Vivo X200 Pro. And obviously the biggest factor here is the 200 megapixel periscope zoom lens that can give you good macro shot, sharper telephoto on both the images and videos.